to our show, Film Talk with AJ Dean. I'm AJ Dean, your host, and I have the impeccable, funny, amazing comedian with me, my co-host, Paul Vato. Hello, Paul. How's it going today?
It's wonderful. I think I'm okay because as we record this, yesterday was St. Patrick's Day, but I spent it partying in the metaverse. So no hangover. I never realized that that if you're in the metaverse, no hangover. So I loved it. It was fantastic.
That's awesome. And I love your cool shirt, and you're in space.
I'm in space. That's right. That's right. Coming at you from space. Thank you.
Well, talking about space and out of this world things, we have an out of this world guest, amazing, phenomenal. Her name is Emerald Khan. I'm going to introduce her and say hello in a minute, but I just want to tell you a little bit about her. She's an amazing actress, music composer, singer, producer, and director. And we want to give a nice warm welcome to our beautiful queen, the amazing and gorgeous Emerald Khan. Hello, Emerald. Lovely to see you, honey.
Hello, AJ. Hey, Paul. It is an absolute pleasure to be here hanging out with you both. I just love you both, and I'm so blessed and honored to be here and hanging out.
Thank you so much. You are such a delight. Isn't that right, Paul?
100%. It's an honor. I love interacting on Clubhouse and whatnot, but I really love these interviews, AJ, because we really get to meet people and talk to them. And it's not just about me trying to be, trust me, I'll try to be funny, but not like on Clubhouse where you pick your moments and your zingers, but then you never really get to meet people and get to know them. So thank you so much for agreeing to be here, Emerald. And it's our honor to have you. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, yes. Let's get into it. Let's get to know each other more.
Woo, I love that. That sounds delicious. All right, let's jump right in.
I'm here for
it. What's that, love?
I said I'm here for it.
Let's go. All right, so we're going to start off with a incredible movie poster that we have on screen. I'd like to mention that, and I'd like you to talk a bit about it, Emerald. It's called Behind Treasure's Door. You did it in 2021, and you played the role of Silver. How cool is that? Can you tell us a little bit about that, please?
Yes, absolutely. I love this role. I actually play Silver is the sister, so she's the supporting actress. She plays the sister to Treasure. Treasure is the lead female, and the story is absolutely moving. Silver, I play a pop singer. I do not perform in this film, but I play a pop star, pretty well known in the film. It's always very nice to meet me. I'll say that as Silver. That's one of her lines that I've never, as an actor, there's always one line from each of my characters that I love to keep with me. And that is the way Silver is introduced. It's nice to meet me. And
I love it. You know what? It's nice to meet you as well.
Yes, I heard it is. Other people say so. But I love Silver. She's very much a big sister. She looks out for Treasure, and she keeps her safe in the story. And this is Through Treasure's Door is the initial film, and Behind Treasure's Door is the sequel to this series production. Through Treasure's Door starts out where Treasure and Treasure and her husband, they meet, they get married. It's a beautiful love story. However, we get to know that Treasure is holding on to some childhood trauma. Her sister comes in to meet the husband, sees the moment, and big sisters all the way through until we really start uncovering what that trauma was, how it affects her in her day life, in her life today. So it was a beautiful story because many of us have gone through things and we do have that baggage. So it was very relatable for me. I am a big sister, so I just know what it was like when my sisters go through things, and it was just a natural role to step into, especially being a vocalist, and having this very big personality. But the story gets wild. There's a clip on my IG, if you run through my reels, and her husband and I are having some moments together, and you get to see a little something, which is kind of wild, because him and I met before, but she didn't know that. She never learns until much later in the film. So you guys are going to have to check out the film series to see how our relationship is a little different, and what's so special about Treasure, and what Silver is protecting Treasure from.
Amazing. This sounds so intriguing. I'm going to jump right on Emerald's Instagram, and I encourage everybody to do that as well, to check it out. What do you think, Paul?
Wonderful. I can't wait to check it out. Where can we see these? Are they streaming, or are they on video on demand, or how can we watch these two, or is one still coming out?
Yes, actually, they're both were released in 2021. Through Treasure's Door is on Amazon Prime, as well as on Tubi, Fandango now. Oh gosh, there's
Everything.
a few platforms. Yeah, Hoopla, a bunch of them. So that one, since it was the first one, it got the most exposure. But Behind Treasure's Door is also, that one's available on Hoopla, Tubi, and a few other platforms, but it is not on Prime. One thing that is special about this film that I do have to mention is if you are watching Through Treasure's Door, that trailer at the very beginning, that is my song, Where Are You?, that is playing underneath the dialogue. So I'm very proud of that moment, because it's in the trailer. Before you even get to watch the film, you get to hear me sing that beautiful song that I wrote.
You wrote it. This is your song, not the character. This is Emerald's song.
This is Emerald's.
Wow.
Yep. And I wrote it on set. It was kind of interesting because, that's sometimes how the muse will strike when she strikes, right?
Amazing.
100%. Were these films, were they filmed back to back? Because it seems like that they came out or at the same time, or how, maybe is that back to back? I don't know. But yeah, were they filmed concurrently, or how was the process?
Yes, it was filmed concurrently. It was pretty much done as one large production, and then was split. So that way the story was able to be held, and we had that to be continued drama of, and then we had the break of time for the second release to come in and build up that pressure. So
incredible.
What a great way to film a production. And it's, I mean, you said this was in 2021. So were you dealing with the pandemic and safety and things like, I would imagine it was a safe set, because I think all of Hollywood really was. When I worked in 2021, safety was of the utmost, all the precautions were being taken. So was that the same with your set? Because when was it filmed?
So it was actually filmed several years before. However, the distribution did not occur. Just like, sometimes the life cycle of the film is not in the same year, especially with full-length features and having two for that matter, So we did film them before the pandemic. And then we had the break because we had to reconfigure how we were going to do the distribution, how people were getting things through. It just was a bit of a moment, but we got it through. And then in 2021, we were able to release both. It was amazing how, and this is a Joe May Scott production. It was directed by Snoop Robinson, filmed right out here in Texas. So there's some beautiful estate property that you'll see in there. It's some ranch properties out here. It was beautiful set. Oh my goodness, just breathtaking.
Incredible. Thank you so much for that, Emerald. I was just going to ask, you already answered my question. I was just going to ask, where was it filmed? And I'm so happy that it was filmed right there in Texas, that beautiful Texas state of ours in America here in the US. So that is incredible. And I also wanted to ask you, speaking of films, you've got Metronome coming up. I know that's still happening. So I don't know if we can talk too much about that, but that's exciting. And I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite film so far that you have starred in?
Phew. I think so far, I'm most excited about the Metronome film because, Michelle Beckham is quite an icon. So I'm most excited about that one that is coming up. I do have a few other projects that I'm working on. The one that I have been most excited to be in, I loved being Silver. I think I really enjoyed her character because of her personality.
And I love the name. I love the name too. Silver.
Yeah. I've done some Fred Hammond productions, but I think Silver has been the most fun for me. But my favorite character to play was not on film though. I've gotta say that.
What was it, Emerald?
My favorite character was during a touring stage play we did called Why Good Girls Become Bad Boys. Carl Payne, who you know from Martin, he was in this production, a comedian, Marcus Wiley, Tamika Scott from the group Escape. She played my best friend. And I played this character named Nitra. I love Nitra because she was a 30-some-odd, very successful art dealer, and she was also a virgin waiting for marriage.
It was a typecast, I see.
It was the most fun because, the story of heartbreak and the drama and the best friend stealing my man and, the backstabbing and all of this, but the comedy of it, live audience is just so much fun. Film, as an actor, film is amazing because it lives so long, the stage is right here, right now, but you do get that real-time interaction. So for film, I definitely would say of all of my roles, I think I've loved so far. Silver has been the most favorite on film, Nitra on theater, but most excitedly, that is coming up, Michelle Beckham. So those are my top 3 ladies for my acting career so far.
Beautiful, beautiful answers, Emerald. Thank you so much. And we're so excited about Metronome. We know it's going to do so great. You're in it, and it's such an important topic. It's about jazz, isn't it? The blues and jazz.
Yes. Jazz is the star of the film. I play a conduit. That's what I am. I am the supporting actress to the jazz, who is the star of the show.
Wow, like a muse, right? How beautiful.
Yeah, jazz is everyone's trying to find their rhythm in life. I mean, it's that line right there is something that is very much felt throughout the production, because it's so true. There's not an instruction manual to this life thing. We just kind of take it and we roll with it and we accept it. And if we don't accept it, then, you've just got to wait until you do accept it, because the blues is something that you've heard me, AJ, compare sadness to the blues in general, but the blues is more than just sadness. There's happy, sad all the time, I have this song that I wrote with my grandmother passing away, and I was at her hospital side, and I was just saying goodbye. It ain't always easy. I'm losing my eyes. I'm tired of this feeling. It's a pretty sadness, you know what I mean? It's beautiful because it's essential. There's no going away from it. And when a person is experiencing something like pain of that level, how selfish of us to not feel it with them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
How selfish of us not to feel our own pain, to not let life do its job. You know what I mean? we have to grow. And I love that about this production, because it really does show how Alex grows through himself in maturity. And Michelle just shows him like, hey man, you're gonna have to grow up one day.
Yes, and we
Otherwise,
all do.
Otherwise
Yeah.
life is gonna leave you behind. You know, we got this whole adventure. Go ahead and improv and have some fun. Oh my
And
God, how much fun is it to improv?
yeah, and live it. You're saying live it, right, Emerald?
You got to. I'm telling you, like, you know, my grandmother, I love her so much, because she was always she was always the one that I would always encourage me, you know, and to do her little shows and to sing for her. And everybody else, Emerald singing, you know?
Oh, bless your heart. We send our condolences to you. What a beautiful lady that you had in your life, and you continue on with her. She continues on in you. And I want to thank you also, Emerald, for how beautiful you are and how beautiful you sing, and you bring so much to Clubhouse and everywhere you are. You're very, very important. You're very special. There's no one like you. I think
we do. If she'll have us, yeah. And I'm sure, Emerald, it's very nice to meet me. So thank you for being here.
Yes, I've heard it is. So yeah, absolutely.
I'm stolen your line. That's such a great line. And and everything AJ says times 100. Yes, 100%. We claim you as our own, because it's beautiful to know someone like you, and your voice. And you know, you are this triple threat. You know, I haven't seen you dance, but I'm guessing.
Thank you. Yeah, if you ever want a good laugh, just ask me to dance. But Paul, you'll have to lead, because I might trip over my own 2 feet. So, you know, I got a little rhythm and I got a lot of soul. But when it comes to being coordinated, I've got a helmet for that.
Oh.
All right, you're a double threat, but you know what? You throw comedy back in there, you're a triple threat. So it's amazing. It always fascinates me when somebody's so talented that it's not just, you know, hey, I'm a great actor. I'm saying it to you, and you know, you're not saying this, but you know, I'm a great actor, and then you can sing, and you're also a great singer, and you know, so that's just it. I wish I could do all of the above. I'm just hilarious. That's all. And humble. So
And humble, the most humble of all. And Emerald, I have to say though, I have seen your Instagram stories, and you can move. You do have the move. So yes, you do. Beautiful queen. Credit yourself on that. So we also want to ask you a few other questions about how can music heal the world, Emerald? What's your thought on that?
So music for me is a very universal language, kind of like math. You know, for me, AJ and Paul, I'm not sure if you know, but I am partially deaf, and that was from an accident I had a few years ago. And when I say it's an international language, and kind of like math is, you don't necessarily have to hear to feel music. You can feel rhythm. You can feel emotion. You know what I mean? You don't have to see it. You don't have to hear it. You can feel it. And it's miraculous like that, because depending on where you are, regardless of your stage in life, you'll be able to feel this energy and these vibrations that are passing through you. So yes, I do believe that music can heal. I believe that music can bring peace. During the Black Lives Matter march down in DC, there was a young man who started singing, and he sang Lean on Me. He was singing some other songs, small crowds, you know, kept going. But when he sang Lean on Me, 5,000 people stopped and sang together. 5,000 people in the middle of a protest march on Washington stopped and sang together.
Beautiful.
Lean on me, because when you're not strong, you know, that's powerful, because I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow.
That's strong. Music can heal. Music
Yeah.
does bring peace. It can also amp up any ounce of energy, anger, frustration, tears, sadness. Damn, music is powerful. That's some powerful stuff right there.
Yes, it is. Oh my gosh, I love your answer, Emerald. And thank you for sharing with us. I didn't know that. And I think our viewers are going to be amazed at that story about how he sang. And what a beautiful moment. What an absolute beautiful moment. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Coming together and singing and making a difference in this world. And he definitely did. And so have you. So are you, Emerald. Paul, over to you.
Sway. Sorry, AJ. His name is Kenny Sway. He's a
Kenny.
good friend. He's amazing and a street performer.
Oh.
So yes, that's what he does. He's one of those guys that sings on.
That's wonderful. Oh my gosh, there are so many talented artists out there on the street and performers and entertainers. So thank you for mentioning his name and hello to you out there, Kenny, right?
Kenny Sway. Yeah, so if they're looking for him, that's the easiest way. You guys will see. It was so moving. And I have a story with him on my IG. If you look into my my IGTV, you'll see him and I talking, and it was specifically about this performance, how it happened, and you know what it felt like for him.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Emerald, for sharing. And over to you, Paul, for questions or something you wanted to ask.
No, that is amazing. You know, because talking about something like that's live. I mean, you mentioned live theater earlier. There's nothing like it, and this is live theater. It maybe didn't set out to be that way, but to have 5,000 people back, as your backup, my goodness. I mean, that has got to have been what a powerful and emotional moment, and what a beautiful song. And you, of course, sing it beautifully. I'm like on the verge of tearing up because your voice is just so angelic and beautiful. And earlier a couple things were mentioned so I wanted to ask you a question and see if you've been to Chicago, because we mentioned a little improv, and we mentioned blues, and Chicago is a big blues city. So I didn't know if you had any influence, ever been to Chicago or performed there, or if you would, I'm in Vegas, but Chicago's still in my heart and my home.
So I'm so glad you asked that. I have been to Chicago to hang out with some friends that were performing, but I have not performed myself in Chicago. But I did live in Chicago when I was young. I lived in Oak Park, Chicago.
Sure.
And I would love for somebody to call me out one day and say, Miss Emerald, we got you on the ticket. I will be there, honey. I will be there. And I sing all over the place, I'll be singing in Philadelphia coming up soon. I'll be traveling to Washington, D.C. at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I'll be performing at one of the surrounding events there. I'll also be attending a Reuters function, MSNBC, Google on the Lawn. There's so many events that happen around this function. The Voto Latino for, my Latin side, gotta represent for my Caribbean-ness, and my grandmother I know she just smiles when she sees me get to do these things, because, it's having the opportunity to use everything that God has given me to be an influence of in a positive aspect. Influential, not just an influencer.
You are a bright light, isn't she, Paul?
Sí, 100%. ¿Hablas español?
Un poquito, pero nada más, don't push me, because I'll tell you one thing, I won't get lost, though. I won't get lost. I'll keep up.
Okay, bueno. Where's you said Caribbean, so I'm guessing the Dominican or Cubana, or...
I'm from the Virgin Islands originally. I was born in St. Croix. My grandmother is from Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. That was my third guess.
Yeah. My grandmother is she's from Puerto Rico. She was Miss Virgin Islands. It was so sweet. Like in her hospital room, they had it that she was once a beauty pageant queen, and they put that up there in her room. But yeah, that's that. And my mom's, she's from St. Croix. My dad's from Trinidad. So yeah, we're Puerto Rican, Jamaican, Danish. My grandfather, Lincoln, he's Chinese and Black. So it's this is one thing that's fun fact. The Jamaican is the white side of my family, believe it or not. Yes. This is, I know most people are like, wait a minute. No, that's I'm like, yes, this,
Of course.
Mr. Broadhurst was white and he was Jamaican and he was a journalist. And Miss Broadhurst, she was a Black debutante and she was Danish. And she bought him a printing press. She loved him so much. And he started the Avis newspaper, which is still operating on the Virgin Islands today, run by my aunt. So.
Oh my God.
We're AJ, we're gonna need like another 2 hours because there's just so much. As AJ knows, I have this fascination with when people get together of somewhat opposite cultures, but kind of the same, you know. And it's love. Love is love, and but then it just ends up, you know, producing someone that's brilliant, you know, and beautiful and brilliant and whatnot. So yeah, and the whole business side, like I would love to learn everything about your grandfather's printing press and that company. So these are the things that interest me, those backstories. So we're gonna have to do this again, or even another day when you have time, because yeah, this is I'm sure it's an amazing story.
And when you come to the Virgin Islands, you can come stay in what we call the Green Mansion. It's my dad's building. So my dad's Indian and he has a tire shop. It's called Emerald K Tires, or we just changed it to Icon Tires. So
is that where the last name comes from? Khan?
Khan, yes. Khan, like Shaka, like Genghis.
Sure.
I love you anyway. That's me.
Wow, Emerald, that is so wonderful. What do you think, Paul?
It's brilliant. I love the story. I would love to meet your dad. You know, it's these. Yeah, I want to hear, you know, of course, the whole story. And I gotta find my other phone so I can book my flight to the Virgin Islands. So because I'm gonna take you up on that. I'm putting together a travel show where I meet people that I've only met on social audio, or social or just social media in general. But I want to travel and meet these people. So I would love for you to show me around the Virgin Islands and go like, this is, you know, where I was born, and this is, you know, here are my friends, this is family. So hopefully I can get that in the books, because I would love to come for a visit.
Yes. One thing that we do is I know my uncle, like when we go to family's house, everybody has fruit in their yard. So if you're good with fresh fruit, then, you know. And
oh my gosh. Yes.
That we love to take people is, and we go every time I go home, we have to go. It's like, even if I lived at home, Point Udall, which is the first place the sun touches land in the United States, because the Virgin Islands is a US territory. We also have the forts like Christiansted and Frederiksted. It shows the emancipation. We have that right down there in Frederiksted, inside of Fort Frederick, where it says for Freedom Day, the day it was signed, where our Freedom Day in July 4th weekend, if you ever want to go, I'm going to say this is probably the best time to go, because there's a big party, because Freedom Day for the Virgin Islands, the Emancipation Day, is July 3rd. And, July 4th, because we're the United States territory, we have Independence Day. So we have Independence weekend.
Yeah, that's the weekend to go.
Yeah, because there's always big parties, there's street festivals, there's food everywhere, there's music everywhere. It's just so alive, and it's before hurricane season comes. So you can get your party in and get your line in the streets, and some soca and bacchanal and all of this good stuff, and go back home, and then time for the hurricanes to come and do their business.
We loved it we loved the Virgin Islands when Jeff and I went. Absolutely, just so much fun. I loved everything about it, the food, the people, everything, everything. It was incredible. So thank you, Emerald. Yes. What do you say, Paul? Book the flights, right?
Book it, AJ. I mean, I think we got to take Film Talk with AJ Dean on the road. I think it's about time that we did that, and especially if we're gonna have a gracious host and maybe somebody to show us around, and you know, but if you can't make it, Emerald, that's okay. I'm sure you know your family there would take care of us. So
Absolutely, and don't worry, I won't miss it.
Good. Well,
Give me an excuse. Give me. Don't you tempt me with a good time. Don't you tempt me with a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's amazing. But currently, and I don't know if you want to reveal. I mean, you don't have to give me your address yet, but you're in Texas then at the moment, or is this where you call home?
Yes,
Because
yes. I live in Dallas, Texas. Well, I'm right as far east as you can get and still be in Dallas County. That's where I live. So I'm like 30 minutes east, 20 minutes east. So I'm out here far by a lake in the country. We have stars. I like the stars at night. Like they're beautiful. And I love being able to have a little quiet. I lived in DC for a long time. I graduated from high school there, started my family with my son, started my jazz career there. I love DC. It'll always have a special place for me. But I mean, I grew up there in a matter of speaking, you know what I mean? Because that's where I started my adult life. But I love having access to the stars. I love having.
Is it true that the stars shine bright? How does that song go? That the stars shine bright.
Stars at night are big and bright.
Texas.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
That's it.
I love it. And yes, I love that too. What a beautiful place you have, Emerald. That is so cool. I'm so happy for you. And I did want to ask you this. I've got a few other questions I really wanted to ask you. How did you meet Pastor T.D. Jakes, and were you interviewed? And tell us all about that. This is really, really cool because I really respect and admire him.
Yeah. So Bishop T.D. Jakes and I, he had a book that was coming out. It was called Destiny, and I had read his first few books. I mean, he had Women Thou Art Loosed. I'd watched so many of his productions. I was writing for the Dallas Weekly, which I still do write for them periodically as a journalist, and they needed someone that would be okay interviewing him live without having starstruck moments. I previously had interviewed Kevin Hart, Puchal, like all of these other celebrities. No big deal. I mean, shoot, I'm a star, you know.
There you go.
So, you know, so it was, that's how I got selected for it. I read the book Destiny. I spoke to him about it, and he really just poured into me. He poured in so much about his personal journey, his story, and him moving through life with such vigilance and knowing and understanding and embracing this word, embracing his personal truth, knowing that his purpose is that, you know, God really is like a winemaker that will crush you until he turns you into a position where you're recognizing your purpose and you're embracing your destiny. And so it was great. I've kept in touch with him. He invited me back to MegaFest, and I went, and it was fun because I'm backstage at MegaFest, like everybody. And and it was to have that experience, to watch Tyler Perry do a play in person, and have some personal time to chat. It was some good stuff. But what I embraced most and what I loved most, and I think you said this, you said that I was your Beyonce, and Bishop T.D. Jakes said that I was his Oprah. And I said this then, and you know I always say this, AJ, I'm Emerald Khan, and I can never be
you
that,
are.
but I can always be me, because it's a full-time job just being yourself, you know. And I love Beyonce and I love Oprah, but man, I can always be me, and I can make them both proud one day. And Sade, I can make her proud too.
Absolutely. And Emerald, you make us proud. Absolutely. But how cute that you got to interview him, and what fun, what a great insight into Pastor T.D. Jakes. That's amazing. And then also I wanted to ask you one other thing, and then I'm going to hand it over to Paul. How do you prepare for a role or a performance? Do you have a ritual that you do before you perform? And if so, Emerald, can you take us into your creative process and share that with us?
Yeah, absolutely. Preparing for a role, the biggest piece for me when I'm preparing is to learn my character. I did prepare their backstory. Like, I need to understand, who is this person? Because I'm not just reading words on a paper. I'm bringing these words to life, and I'm the conduit. I'm just the shell, but I have the personality. I have the words. I have the emotions. So I want to know who they are. Where are they from? That's my first thing that I do every time I have a role, is I want to learn that character. I want to do them justice. If that character were looking at me right now, I want them to see themselves,
I love that.
That's my big.
Emerald, I just have one more question, and then I'll hand it over to Paul. What is your secret sauce?
Secret sauce?
I mean, like, for me, I love soy sauce. So I would say that's my secret sauce. It can be literal, or it can be a passion, like what is your inspiration, kind of thing. But I'll say, what is your secret sauce?
I like ginger.
Yeah.
Not trying to be funny, but like on a physical level, I like ginger. Like, for me, it just makes me feel happy inside. It makes me feel good. I like it on my salad. I like it in the rice. I like it on my fish and the seafood with sushi. I like it when my stomach's upset. I like ginger in my tea. Like, I love the flavor of ginger. You add a little mint with that ginger. Oh my gosh, now we are cooking.
Yes. For you, it's ginger. How about ginger ale? I
love it. It's spicy, but but not just the sugary one, the real ginger ale. Like
the ginger beer.
That ginger beer is good. Ginger beer is good, but I like it with club soda because it's very spicy for me.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Love that. Love you, Emerald. And over to you, Paul.
Is ketchup a sauce?
It is a sauce.
I know.
It's a sauce.
I should say salsa, but I grew up in Chicago, where we don't have an accent, and ketchup.
But,
Paul, what's your secret sauce, Paul?
My secret sauce is does being a connector maybe count? Does that count as my secret sauce? I think that's like my secret sauce, my superpower, and I've really been in tune with it this year. I think when I opened myself up to the universe and said, this year is about collaboration over competition. It's about not trying to run all your businesses on your own or start a business on your own, but rather do it with partners. And it's been life-changing in that I have, 3 or 4 balls up in the air, but with this team, it's like that person specializes in this. I specialize, and I've never had that, as a business owner, as a small business owner, I've always had to do everything, really. Of course I've had coworkers and employees, but it always came down to me. And now it's just I feel like I've lived my life backwards. Most people will spend their whole life working for other people and work in a corporation. And then when they're 50 or 60, they're like, I'm gonna start my own business. I started mine when I was 23, and now I'm just like, I'm ready to work for somebody else and just be told what to do. I know the grass is always greener on the other side, but with all the connections that I've made in my years of either business and now social media, and using social media as a business owner, as a content creator, and not as a consumer, also really shifted me. And now it's like, my gosh, I have just such a wide network. And if I don't know someone, I'll bet I know someone that does know someone. So teamwork and collaboration. And so being a super connector or connector, I think is my special sauce.
I would agree at 100%. And speaking of 100%, do you have a Vato cigar handy to show people and how they can get that? Are you still in Binion's Casino, or do you have your own store, or is it online? Talk to us about
online,
that.
online, vatocigars.com.
Okay.
Vato. This shirt was made for me by a guy that owns a company called it's called a guayabera. In Spanish, they're guayaberas, or in the Philippines, they're like, or even in Mexico, they're like Mexican wedding shirts. They're traditionally like all white, but this embroidery. But since our store colors, since our Vato cigars is green, he put in some green in this. So he made it specially for me, or at least that's when he created it. But I believe he goes by Y, like the letter Y, Abera. So that people can pronounce it. It has a little cigar pocket on the side. But yeah, this is, let me see if I can do it without it disappearing, Vato cigars.
Beautiful. How much is that? How much is that, Paul?
$10.99. If you buy 20 of them, we'll give you, we'll give you 20% off, or if you pay full price. If you buy 20, I'll throw in an extra 10 just because you're watching this on the Film Talk with AJ Dean. And this is called Jackpot, because we had a lot of Vegas themed cigars. So this is our Jackpot, and it's it's like a long Corona. The Corona is usually the size of like your finger. So that's the Vato cigars. But you can go to vato.tv, and from there you can find all of my. Speaking of TV, you can find all of my information. But if this airs before March 22nd. It's my understanding that I'll be on a show called To Tell the Truth on March 22nd, 2022. So look for me to tell the truth. Yeah.
Congratulations. And you're going to be great to tell the truth, because you've got a high BS meter, don't you?
I have both a meter and I'm full of BS. So yeah, either way. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Paul, for that. And did you want to ask any questions to Emerald? I think we're almost out of time, unfortunately, but so we'll have to start wrapping it up soon. But Paul, did you want to ask a few more questions?
Man, you know what? I have so many that I'd rather save it for the next time. Or if you're promoting something, Emerald, we would love to have you come on, and please, spend a little time and let us know where people can get a hold of you if you'd like, where they can follow you on social media. And if you have any projects, or maybe list again where people can see your work, or anything that's coming up. We'd love to hear that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I did want to add one thing, because you, Paul, I want to thank you so much for sharing your cigars, because there are men in my life that love cigars. So I'm probably going to be on your customer list pretty soon. Father's Day is coming up. So I'll be sure to order some Vato cigars for the men that I care about, since they seem pretty fun and dandy. And I think my superpower, or my special sauce in the philosophical fashion, would be reframing. And AJ, that's one thing that I talk about frequently on Clubhouse is reframe the brain. And that's practice that I do, which is basically remembering one thing. The difference between a good day and a bad day is your attitude. Your perspective can change at any minute. And don't have to let just one moment ruin the entire day. You can have a bad moment and still have a great day. So, even on the toughest days, there's at least one good thing that happened, right? So let's focus on that one good thing and make it a good day. Because it's life's tough.
Absolutely.
It's also beautiful if you let it be. So, but I do want to mention one thing pretty soon. And actually we just made this an official agreement. I have one song that's been placed in 3 films this year. And it is called Take It Slow. So the rapper that is guesting on the song with me, he's going to be releasing his album in June. So I will be releasing the single around the same time. So that way it'll be Khan versus Jag 3200. And it's a beautiful R&B song with heavy jazz influence, a little bit of scat in the beginning, so I got to sprinkle it on them. And the purpose is, just to remind all lovers to take it slow, because this moment is as magical as we let it be. And so we'll be pushing that out pretty soon. So look out for it in the next few. Also, we've got the performances coming up. Please tap in with me on my Instagram or my Facebook or my Snapchat or my Twitter. I'm interactive. I'm always responding to DMs and messages, so don't be shy. You can find me anywhere and everywhere you're looking for a good time, just by typing in Emerald Khan. Emerald like jewel, Khan like Shaka, like Genghis, Khan.
I love that. Wow, you did that so wonderfully. And Emerald, we appreciate and love you so much. You're incredible. You really are. And you're so talented. You're multi-talented. You have a beautiful heart, beautiful spirit, and a beautiful reframe and philosophy on life. And thank you for sharing that with us. You dropped incredible gems tonight with us, and we just feel so thankful and grateful for you, Emerald. So thank you for being in our lives. And Paul, okay, we're going to do final thoughts. Paul, over to you first, and then final thoughts to Emerald. Take it away, Paul.
I think I tried to bring it all in. I brought it too early, talking about family and improv and Chicago and jazz and blues and all that. So, I mean, I'm just blown away. And again, I'm glad that we do this film talk with AJ Dean, because I really get to know people like Emerald Khan, which again, I'm a fan, and we've chatted on Clubhouse, but we never have enough time to really get to know each other. So to find out your very, very interesting family history, and more importantly, I think, is that maybe I get to go to the Virgin. You see how I still make it about me? It's very nice to meet me, is basically what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry I've stolen your line, but it's such a great line, Emerald, that so thank you for just playing with us and being here and allowing us into your life a little bit. And the people that are going to watch this, thank you for being so forthcoming and motivational and inspirational. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul. And over to you, Emerald.
It has been my absolute pleasure. I feel so proud of you both. I'm so proud to know you. I'm so proud to be here. I feel so full and so grateful. I'm full of joy. I'm full of gratitude. I'm full of humility. Because you asked me to come on and share space and time with you. And I feel very special to be able to do that, and that you've been willing to receive my songs and my journey and some interesting pieces of some of my favorite roles, and some of the cool things that come across. And then your excitement to join me at home one day. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, you got to be ready for some bacchanal. You thought you was Latin before. Wait a minute, let me tell you something.
Pero mira, nos vamos a bailar, tomamos ron.
Yes, I'm telling you, it is gonna go down. You will have the time of your life. It just blesses my heart so much, and I'm so happy right now. So thank you both for allowing me to come in, for asking me to join you, and for having me tonight.
Thank you so much. Oh, Emerald, we love you so much. Thank you. And I hope one day that we can have plantains together, all three of us. Is that right? Plantains, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
You like sweets or you want them salty? Because in the Caribbean, you can have them tostones or you can have the sweet ones.
Salty. Salty, please.
Yeah, tostones with rice and peas, arroz con gandules. We're gonna do it. Look, I'm telling you, AJ, we're gonna have you on the beach, hanging out, and dancing with the band while we're having a good time. I don't know. I have that song Caribbean Breeze, and it's just about, love that's so cool and so sweet. It feels like a Caribbean breeze. And life really is just a whole lot of improv. So let's enjoy it together. Thank you, AJ. I love you. I love you so much.
Too. I love you too. We love you too so much. And I always say this: we are definitely one of your biggest fans, Emerald. And until next time, and Paul, where's your cigar? Until next time, Emerald, beautiful Emerald. There you go. There you go. And you light us up. How's that, Paul? Is that a good
You light us up. You're on fire, and you're an island girl. You are an island girl.
Yes.
Sorry, that's a bad song. Wrong. Caribbean Queen would probably be better.
Yes. I'll do
Ocean.
that.
I love that. I love that. What great fun. Well, thank you again. I do also want to thank our entertainment director, Georgette Dante, our technical support and director of development, Jeff Dean. And also I'd like to say a special thank you to Ninan Devere de Rosa. We used to work with her, and now I have my own show. So thank you so much, Ninan Devere de Rosa. We wish you continued success in Las Vegas with your show, Vegas Live with Ninan. And thank you so much. And until we meet again, thank you everybody for watching Film Talk with AJ Dean. You're special, you're the star, and we celebrate you. Have a beautiful night. Thanks again. Bye for now.